Hey friends, welcome back to Organized Chaos Stories with Shabana. I'm your host, Shabana Knight. The other night I was lying in bed and I had this great idea for a podcast series. And well, here we are. I always get my best ideas in bed or in the shower or when I'm driving. Super convenient. Am I right? Anyone else? Please tell me I am not alone. Thankfully, I do keep a notepad by my bed. Here's my idea, and I'm running with it, and I hope you enjoy this series as much as I do. Welcome to, drumroll please, Manifesting Mondays. These are short stories dropped on Mondays to give you motivation, inspiration, and a gentle reminder that the things you ask for are totally fine to ask for. I'm kicking off this series with a simple story about, you guessed it, a coffee table. One day I found myself thinking it would be really nice to have a sturdy coffee table to complete the TV room. At the time, we had a glass table we had pulled out of the side of a dumpster years earlier. And listen, it served us well, but glass tables and a toddler, not the best mix. Living in an apartment complex back then, people were always moving in and out, leaving furniture by the dumpster. Honestly, some of our best finds came that way. One time, we casually said we wanted shelves. That same week, the maintenance guys called us and said, "Hey, there are some shelves by one of the apartments. If you want them, we can grab them for you." And to this day, they still are in our garage for our pantry holding our dried goods. So back to the coffee table. After having that thought, I'm driving down the road one day and I see a table sitting on the side of the road with the sign that says free. Of course, I pull over in my minivan, open the door, and I load up and I bring it home. Perfect. It sat in the garage for a few months, of course. Eventually, I borrowed a sander from a friend and I sanded it down. I had leftover paint from our house being repainted, which is also an amazing miracle manifestation story. I'll try to share that one next Monday. Please remind me. A neighbor came over to help me finish painting it, and then each of my kids helped paint a part of the table too. The final result, the table ended up matching the exact paint color of our living room, gray and white, semi-gloss to protect the finish on top. And honestly, it looked so good. It didn't just fill the space, it completed the room. It went from I want a table to finding a free one on the side of the road, to sanding it, painting it, loving it, to having a beautiful, sturdy coffee table in our living room. Now that I think about it, every coffee table we have had has been given to us or found for free. As simple as that table is, it makes me incredibly proud. I'm proud that I found it, proud of the work I put into it, proud of the help and love that went into creating it, and after all these years, it still looks amazing. Here's the reminder. Manifestation always starts twice. First in our mind as a thought, then outwardly in our physical world. Thoughts first, then things. I haven't thought about this story in years, but here it is, almost 4 a.m., and I woke up from a dream about finding furniture, repainting it, and reselling it. I don't know if that's the future hobby, a nudge, or simply the universe helping me get this first story written and shared with you. Either way, here we are. We are always manifesting. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Manifesting Mondays, because whether we realize it or not, we're constantly calling things in, good or bad. Our thoughts are turning into things. So here's to focusing more on what we do want instead of what we don't. So, what's the key to manifestation? Abraham Hicks says to hold a vibration, a dominant thought, for 17 seconds or longer and watch the magic unfold. I would say this: think a thought, believe it's possible, release the outcome. Drop the how and allow it to show up. In other words, ask. Some see this as placing your order to the universe or saying a prayer to God or a whisper in our hearts. However you want to ask, whatever you believe in, they are always listening. I wholeheartedly believe that. Believe. Believe that whatever was asked was heard by a higher power, that something out there is listening and cares. Receive. Receive the thing you prayed for. Receive your next aligned action step. Receive the direction you are supposed to go or not go. The point is to be open to receiving whatever may fall into your lap. In my case, it was a sturdy coffee table, and remember, before you know it, you'll either become a match for the things you desire, or it will vibrate out and make room for something. Thank you for spending some time with me. It would mean the world to me if you would share this episode with a friend or tag me on socials. And if you are feeling fun, scroll all the way down my podcast, give my podcast 5 stars, and leave a kind review. It's quick and easy and really helps the algorithm work its own magic. I love you, and as always, thank you for being here, and you make the world a better place by being in it. So keep showing up and shining bright, because your smile is your trademark. Own that smile. And until next time, know that I love you and I am incredibly proud of you. Love you. Bye. This podcast is sponsored by Happy Mail. I created Happy Mail for when you don't have the words, Happy Mail does. Happy Mail sends handwritten cards of encouragement that uplift, comfort, and reminds everyone they matter. Happy Mail is better than a McDonald's Happy Meal, spreading kindness, not calories. Click the link in the show notes and get your Happy Mail sent ASAP. Limited to U.S. residents only. Hey you, yes you. Thank you so much for listening to Organized Chaos, Stories with Shabana. If you love this episode as much as I did, hit that subscribe button, leave an outstanding review, and share it with a friend who needs some inspiration. Thank you for being part of this community. Remember, in every bit of chaos, there is always a story waiting to emerge. Who knows, maybe sharing your story might inspire others to share theirs. The possibilities are endless. Let's live in the possibilities.